Does your mornings sound like this? You open your closet and you have plenty of clothes and you still stand there. You pull something out, you put it back. You try something else, you change twice. You walk out feeling like you settled again. And the worst part, it happens every single morning. But you know what? What if it didn't? What if getting dressed took less than 5 minutes and you walked out feeling genuinely put together, not because you bought anything new and not because you became some kind of morning person, but because you stopped making a decision at all? And that's what we're talking about today. And I'm saving one thing for the very end of this video. It's a piece of my own routine that sounds almost too simple to say it out loud, but it is the reason I walk out the door feeling put together every single day, barely thinking about it. So let's dive right in. I want to take you back to a time in my life when I felt so much like so many of you today. And it was not in my 50s. It was when I became a mom. Up until then, I had a pretty solid handle on how I dressed. I had a work formula, a weekend formula, and I knew what I was doing. Then overnight, everything changed. My body changed, my role changed, my whole identity shifted, and I had absolutely no idea how to dress for any of it. So I did what a lot of us do. I spent every free minute I had pushing my baby through the mall, going into every single store trying to figure it out. And you know what? I was shopping constantly. I just was not shopping with any kind of intention. Nothing connected, nothing worked with anything else. And getting dressed actually got harder, not easier, even with more stuff coming in the door. Looking back now, I can see exactly what my problem was. I needed to stop shopping everywhere and start building from somewhere. Find a few stores that fit my body and my actual life and start building a foundation from that place. But when you're in the middle of it, new body, new hormones, completely new chapter of your life, you can't see any of that. You're just confused. And I know so many of you are feeling that exact same thing right now, just in a different chapter of your life. So let me show you what I've learned, what a personal uniform actually is. I just want to start talking about the word uniform because I know what some of you just thought. Uniform sounds boring. It sounds like giving up. It sounds like wearing the same thing every single day because you stopped caring. And that's not what I mean at all. A personal uniform is not an outfit, it's a formula. And there's a big difference. The formula stays the same and the pieces rotate. What it means is that you're just not reinventing the wheel every single morning. You already know the shape of what you're going to wear. You're just choosing which version of it you're going to wear today. For me, it's a button front shirt and a great fitting pair of pants or jeans. Maybe a sweater over my shoulders and a clean sneaker or simple flat. That's it. The shirt changes, the pants change, the sweater changes. The formula does not. And you know what? I never stand in front of my closet feeling stuck because I'm not asking myself, what do I wear today? I'm asking myself, which version of my formula feels right today? And that's a completely different question. And it takes about 30 seconds or less to answer. A uniform is not a limitation. It's actually a framework. And the creativity, the fun, the personality, all of it happens inside the framework. And that's the foundation. But a formula only works if you know which pieces belong in your formula. And most women are missing one specific thing that makes the whole formula work. Number 2, how to find your formula. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about 3 questions. And I want you to actually think about them, not just listen to them. The first one is, what do I reach for first every single time? Not what do I think I should wear? Not what I bought because it was on sale. What do I actually reach for when I'm not overthinking it? That piece, whatever it is, that's your non-negotiable. That's the anchor to your formula. The second question is, what am I most comfortable in that I also feel genuinely good in? And I want to stress the word genuinely because there's a difference between clothes that make you feel comfortable and clothes that make you actually feel like yourself. And your formula lives where those two things overlap. Contrary to what you may have been taught, comfort and style are not opposites. They work together. And when you find pieces where they do, That's gold. The third question is, what combination have I gotten the most compliments on? Now, I know some of us have a very complicated relationship with compliments. We brush them off, we say, oh, that old thing. But compliments are data. And what I like to think of them as is your outside mirror when your inside mirror isn't being very kind to you. If people keep telling you you look great in a specific thing, listen to them. And believe it or not, your formula is already in your closet. You have been wearing it already on your best days. You just haven't named it yet or identified that. And once you figure that out, everything will shift. You'll actually stop shopping randomly and start shopping with intention. Me, for example, you know, I never met a good button-down shirt I didn't love. So I don't even bother looking at other shirts anymore. I just know that I'm always going to be drawn to the button-downs. So when I'm shopping, right for the button-downs, I don't even bother wasting time on looking at many other shirt styles. And what that's going to do is it's going to stop you getting dressed by trial and error and start getting dressed by design. And if you want this to work in a really structured way, I have walked through the entire process in my Style Refresh Blueprint. This is what it looks like. It's a full guide with lots of information as well as guided worksheets to help you through the whole process. You can print it out or do it on your phone or your iPad. I will link it here in YouTube Shopping and down in the description. So check it out. Now we are about halfway through the video and I still have not shared the one thing I promised you at the beginning. Stay with me. That thing ties everything together and it's coming up soon. Number 3 on the list, the capsule principle. Everything has to work with everything. Okay, so you have your formula, you know what you reach for, and you know what your non-negotiables are. Now here is the part that actually makes a difference on a daily basis. Every single piece of clothing in your wardrobe needs to play well with every single other piece. The moment you have a one-off item, something that goes with only one specific thing, you're back to making those dreaded decisions. Because now you have to remember what that piece goes with. And if that piece is in the wash or doesn't feel right that day, then you're stuck. This is the capsule principle and it is the background of everything I teach. You're not building a wardrobe of outfits. You're building a wardrobe of pieces that work together as a system. And when your closet works as a system, getting dressed becomes effortless. So what does it actually look like in practice? For me, it starts with color. Almost everything I own is neutral. Black, white, gray, navy, a little bit of camel. And then I bring color through in my scarves, maybe some shirts, my accessories, and maybe a pop of color on a sweater over my shoulders. But the foundation is neutral. All of those pieces I talked about are neutral so that everything pairs with everything else without me having to even think about it. Now, if you're saying, Nancy, I want color. I have made almost 50 capsule wardrobe videos, and many of them are packed, absolutely packed with vibrant color. And those work as my neutrals. I did one capsule wardrobe where white, navy, and bright pink were my neutral colors. And I'll link it here to get you started. Also, everything I'm talking about here has absolutely nothing to do with my personal style. I know a lot of people love to see outfits on me personally, but I want you to know this is not about me and my style. It's about you and how I can help you with your style. And you don't have to like my style at all to make any of these rules work for you. And these formulas we're talking about today work no matter what your style is. I have 3 pairs of sneakers in 3 different neutrals: navy, white, and black. Why? Because they go with everything I own. I don't stand there wondering if my shoes work. They always work. My scarves and sweaters over my shoulders are where I play. I have a whole collection of them and I can completely change the feeling of my outfit without changing the outfit itself. My sweaters are always in the same weight family, so they always layer the same way over my shirts. And I'm not thinking, I'm just reaching. It all works because I've built it that way on purpose. Now, this does not happen overnight. And this is why I always say you should build your wardrobe, not just buy it. But when you're building your wardrobe, every intentional piece you add makes your wardrobe just work even better. And every one-off impulse buy that does not fit the system just makes your mornings harder. Okay, now we're getting into it, the thing I promised you at the beginning. Number 4, write down the pieces. So this is the part that sounds almost embarrassingly simple, because this is what keeps my whole system running. And I almost didn't mention it because I thought you might think it's too basic. Once I identified my outfit formula and uniform, I wrote down the specific pieces that live inside it. Not the outfit, the pieces. The exact type of things I'm looking for, so that every time I shop, I'm adding to my formula instead of working against it. So for me, it's something like this. Classic button front shirts in a relaxed fit. Well-fitting straight leg or wide leg pants or jeans in neutral colors. Fine gauge sweaters that work over my shoulders. Clean or neutral sneakers and simple flats. Silk or polyester scarves for color and interest. That is my list. And I keep it somewhere where I'll actually see it before I go shopping. And I also want to mention that I do change this up seasonally by choosing different colors and fabrics. If you don't think this list is important, here's an example of what happens when you don't use the list. You walk into a store, something catches your eye, it's beautiful, it's on sale, and you love it in the moment. You bring it home and it goes with absolutely nothing you own. And we've all done this. Me more times than I'd like to admit to. Have the list and something catches your eye, just think back, is this on my list? Does it fit my formula? If the answer is no, you can easily put it back. And that one habit alone will save you so much time, money, and frustration. And the list is not about restricting yourself. I want you to know that for sure. It's about protecting the system that you've built that's actually going to make your daily life so much easier. And easy is your goal for getting dressed every day. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Write down your formula and then write down the specific pieces that live inside it. Keep that list simple and keep it somewhere that it's easy for you to access. And let it be your guide for the next time you go shopping. That is the whole thing. That is the system. And once you have it, I promise you, getting dressed stops feeling like something you have to figure out every single morning. It just becomes something you do. If you want to build this out in a really thorough way, with worksheets that walk you through every step, this is exactly what my Style Refresh Blueprint is designed to do. And like I said, I'll link it here in YouTube Shopping and in the description below. Now I want to hear from you. Do you already have an outfit formula you reach for every day without thinking? Or is getting dressed a decision you have to make every single morning? Let me know in the comments. You know I love hearing from you. Stay gorgeous, and I'll see you in the next video.